Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for December 3rd, 2023. Welcome to December, and we've got some Transformers news, but it's kind of light. It's kind of like a turkey hangover going on this past week, and I'm kind of seeing it out about the stores. Not as busy as it has been, but there's still a little bit of news to go over. And then we do have some Jada Toys news on Street Fighter. I gotta say, I'm going to talk about this. I got things to say. I feel like we've literally just wasted an entire year with Street Fighter, rehashing the same characters that were just made the last year, but we'll talk about the future looking bright, and I'm really excited about this. We also have some G.I. Joe stuff. We got some pictures showing up overseas, so this is the first time we get to see the actual product of some of these characters. We're going to go into that. And then there is some figure Obscura news, and I think it's actually pretty cool, the character selection and choice that they chose for this one, and we'll talk about that. And then, I'm not joking, this is literally all the Star Wars news, but we'll talk a little bit more about Star Wars coming up. Alright, starting out with what is new at ShowZ, some cool stuff going on. This is the McFans Toys Iron Sky Astro Train. This is a repaint, recolor of the original one, so I'm guessing this is more toy. The first one was more cartoon accurate, $43, and it's up for pre-order. Should be coming into stock sometime in late January 2024. If you missed out on this Legend scale. And they got this. There's a whole lot of stuff in this picture, but this is a Devastator, and it is 15 inches tall, and it's a set of 9. Called the Lijiang Robot Mecha Devastator Engineering Version set of 9. And it's 24689. Okay. So it kind of looks like the Bayverse Devastator, but it also looks like it could transform into sort of a G1-esque type of Devastator. And of course you have the construction modes. So this is something interesting. It's kind of a combination of the two. This is the way it looks to me. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it's $70 for a 15-inch combiner. And the Trojan Horse Hurricane Waspinator is coming into stock, and it's $85. It says sold out, arrival notice, so they should be filling those orders and then putting this up for order. If you're interested in getting one of these, it does transform into a helicopter, so it's not really a Waspinator, but it's Waspinator-ish. So I'm not really sure where to start with the Masterpiece news, because there's not a whole lot, but there is the Carefree Touch Toys J35C in hand images. So this looks a lot different than what we saw with the original pictures. The colors are just a little different than the renders, of course. We kind of see that all the time. But it does look pretty interesting. This is its own thing. It's not trying to be another character. It's not trying to mimic anything. It's just trying to be its own thing in terms of this jet. And just seeing it in real world, it looks really cool. And it looks very tight in the alt mode, and it looks like a really great looking jet. So with that, if there's something you're interested in, I don't see it at ShowZ for sale, so I'm actually still kind of curious where to find it. But it's going to be showing up somewhere because they actually have what looks to be a retail model out. So we got some pictures of the 3.0 Deluxe Bumblebee movie version of RC, and this is officially licensed and all that good stuff. And I gotta say, them legs are deluxe, alright. I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But it's quite interesting. It's cool that we're getting that first little 4.5 minute scene brought to life in reality with this. That is a cool thing that we're getting it. And with that, it looks pretty interesting. Overall, I think the paint looks good. A whole lot of stuff looks good about this. But, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if I'm in on this, but I'm curious what everybody else thinks. Alright, so this isn't Masterpiece, and it's not Transformers, and it doesn't transform, but I guess it's going to be what's closest going on right now. But this is the Megazord from Flame Toys, and yeah, Power Rangers kind of stuff. But it does look kind of interesting, and I always kind of feel like it's paying homage, maybe? Paying homage to Voltron in a way. But yeah, Voltron always does kind of feel like Transformers, but this is the Megazord, and I know the collectors of Power Rangers always like the Megazord stuff, and so here's a comparison, and of course I don't know anything about Power Rangers at all, literally, and I can only tell you it's a Megazord because it says it's a Megazord, but there you go. hopefully some people out there actually appreciate this. Havazul on Facebook is putting out some faces for the Takara Skyfire to give you more face options. Kind of a smiling, yelling, all this kind of stuff. I think that they look very high quality and pretty good overall. Here's what it actually looks. I'm not going to show all of them on there, but here's one actually in place. And it kind of gives you that cartoony look to it. But truthfully, I'm just kind of happy with what I got. I don't really feel like I need a whole lot of face options, and I'm not one that swaps them out a lot. But if there's one that really speaks to you, then I could see you picking this up. Someone picking this up because they want a certain expression on their figure. Alright, so back to 3-0, making a G2 Megatron. G2 recolor of their Megatron, and this is all we're getting to see so far. I think this is the only picture released as of now, but maybe more in the future. This is part of the MDLX line, so it is smaller, and it's going to be a 30HK, so a Hong Kong release, and so it's going to be an exclusive. Chances of getting it, I've seen this stuff as exclusive before, where you were able to get it other places, but this sounds like it's a timed exclusive, and probably zero chance of getting it at standard retailers. But anyway, just figured I'd show it. It looks kind of cool. It's not something I'd be chasing down, so that's why I think this kind of stuff is perfect for exclusives, because it's not a mass market appeal to have the G2 repaint of this. So we got the Iron Factory drill horn coming, and there's another one coming too. So there is what he looks like in his leg mode. So you can kind of see the end result first. Here's the bot mode. He does come with this other little kind of figure with it. It looks like kind of like a little Ravage, but it's not Ravage. But it does kind of remind me of Ravage with it. Pretty cool looking figure overall. And then it comes in the alt mode here. So a lot of people are trying to say they feel like this is a Computron, and I think they might be right, but it's, of course, the colors don't match up, but the alt modes are starting to match up and look pretty good. Here is another one of the characters, and I'm not sure what they named this one, but it also comes with a little companion figure, which I don't know much about the companion figure, what's going on with that, but it's still kind of cool that they include it. And here is the alt mode for this one. I did not capture the leg mode or arm mode or whatever it turns into, but still pretty cool, looking pretty good. This is Iron Factory working on this. Here we go with New Age and their Optimus Prime, clear Optimus Prime. Looks kind of cool. I still have not got their David. I don't have this mold. I think maybe it's a good excuse to pick up this mold, get a clear one, get something that Magic Square is not going to do. That might be pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure that all of these were hard to get in the clear blue. I'm hoping this one is something you can get that's not an exclusive. I don't know about that just yet, but we got a couple of pictures to check out. And with that, here are the other ones which I believe were exclusives and really expensive. And I know for a fact Sludge was expensive, but are they all the blue ones going to be expensive for whatever reason? I don't know. It'd be cool to pick one up, though. I wouldn't mind having a clear red one, but the clear blue looks pretty cool. Actually, if I wanted a clear one, I'd actually like the clear one where all the colors were appropriate for the area, like the red chest and the blue legs and all that. New Age also put out pictures and a stop motion video showing how to assemble this thing. Well, not exactly. It's a semi sort of quick view of how to assemble it. But it looks really cool. And with that, the doors open and close via spinning the center knob of the thruster right there. And that's all really cool stuff. But the funny thing is that a lot of people said it looked like a Lego set. When it first, the first reveal of this, people in the comments just like crazy. It looks like a Lego set. It looks like a Lego set. Now you look at the back, it looks like a Lego set. Like everybody that was saying that in the comments was right. And that was without seeing this picture of the back. So it is kind of like a Lego set. Not really sure why they went this route. Was it cheaper to go this route or what? But it's I guess you got to build this bad boy yourself. Doesn't look like fun, but there it is. Alright, so this news was actually broken to me by my 12-year-old son, who says that this is a Walgreens exclusive. And let me tell you this, I haven't seen a Walgreens exclusive in a Walgreens since 2021. 2022, not at all 2023. And it's like they just stopped hitting stores. and it's almost like you can only get them online or in larger markets. But anyhow, this is called Medics and Autobot Medics, and that's what it looks like. Here's the alt mode if you're interested in picking one of these up. There's going to be some on Hasbro Pulse. There's going to be some maybe in stores and on their site. It's not up on their site at the time of this. So anyhow, Medics. There are two big pieces of Hasbro news this week aside from Medics. These are big as in size. But they're saying there's going to be a global reveal of fall 2024 item, and they're expecting this at a Cyberfest on December 9th and 10th, and they're supposed to reveal Tidal Wave. Now, will the reveal be the actual product prototype or something along those lines, or just them throw a picture up and say, hey, we're going to make it? I thought they already hinted that we're making it, but really with this, it's an Armada. Fans have been requesting this for a long time, but people have been really wanting this, and we'll see how it does. I think it will do better than the Metroplex that they made for whatever era that's from, but this is pretty cool. But we also have other big news. Another week, another Optimus Prime. This is the Earthrise version, but they're saying the next Commander class is going to be revealed as Optimus Prime, and that is interesting. But it appears the 2024 Studio Series Commander will be none other than Optimus Prime himself. It's the Transformers Generation Studio Commander Class 86 Optimus Prime, product code, and then EAN code, and all that kind of stuff. Here's the thing. This set did feel cheap for 50 or 55 bucks, or maybe even 60. After tax, it cost you about 60 bucks. These did end up at Ollie's for 25, though, for a short, 3 days, and then they were all wiped out. But it's a pretty decent set, and it's the best Prime that I think Hasbro's ever made, aside from the G1. And with this, I believe the Commander class will be the same size. But it'll have the engineering and all the gap filling, and it'll fix any of the issues that this has, and it'll look better, and the trailer itself will not feel like you got it at the Dollar Tree. So that's my belief. For 90 bucks, you're going to get a really solid Optimus Prime, but it does kind of suck because that means you're not getting a $35 Optimus Prime out there. Maybe they'll recolor the Commander class Optimus Prime and give you a $35 option, but the standard one is going to cost you $90. They got updated pictures of the Takara Tomy Transformers Luna Cruiser Prime production samples. I don't see anything different on this than the other pictures, but maybe if you compare them side to side, more paint apps and further along production sample. I think it's cool, interesting concept that's out there, and it's one that you're going to have to jump through some hoops and spend some money to get, but there's the bot mode. Here is the alt mode, and I would think something like this I would display in the alt mode, just because it's so different, unique, and it is really cool, and it's interesting that they did stuff like this, and that's one of those things that Transformers, we get stuff like this. Wish the Imploder sub was actually a real thing. And Target's starting to have the Stranger Things Code Red show up. I've seen it. My son and I saw it at Target, and now he's obsessed with wanting it, which I don't get it because I don't want it, but he wants it. He's still reeling from getting the Minosaur from that sale, on the Hasbro Pulse sale, and he got that Minosaur. So he got that box set, and he loves it, and it's nonstop messing with that thing all day. But he's got his sights set on this, and I guess that's kind of cool because it actually is in Target. No, it's not $31. It's like $45. All right, so there's not much in the Transformers news this week. There's not a whole lot of news at all this week, but I want to say Ramen Toy, Ace does some amazing stuff when it comes to showing us the process of designing and redesigning and fixing issues before you actually go to production and create the molds. And here's the molds, and showing the injection. He had a film of injecting the Red Gullwing. A lot of cool stuff. I mean, so I really think Ramen Toy is doing something I haven't seen any other toy manufacturer do. No toy makers do this kind of stuff. Showing the pictures of these molds, it's awesome. I like that. it's interesting to me. And then when maybe some of the third-party Transformer companies show the parts bins and stuff, but I think Ramen Toy is absolutely next level on showing us like all these different steps of the way. And then we get into a couple of other things. But this is for their Phantom Foil, which is going to be the only additional add-on weapon system for the 80s Commanders, which is, it's kind of sad that there's not enough demand and interest to do a lot more, but I'm excited that we're actually getting that one. Here's an update on, this is one of the most exciting things that I think that they're making, and this is an update on their Marshall, which is really exciting. And with it, I'm curious about the colors and how they used them, why they used them, but you know with the prototype stuff, they just kind of use whatever they have around, but it looks really cool, really good, and kind of bare bones without all the accessories on. I kind of like the look, and I really kind of hope that the colors work on it, just bare bones, and without all of the extra armor and accessories and stuff, but really interesting that there's going to be a lot of options, a lot of stuff you can do with this guy. Now, I wasn't paying close attention, but I was kind of backtracking. I think the first 1,000 people that ordered or pre-ordered the Ramen Racer got this head. You get this head, and you just pop it on this mass-produced body. And with it, it's an amazing looking head. I am actually really blown away by how good that head looks. When I first saw kind of the prototype renders and mock-ups, it didn't look this good. This looks amazing. Just absolutely amazing. And that's kind of one of the things. They are a higher price point, but they're giving you a premium product. And with that, we're going to get into their next premium product, which, and I'll have to say, this is probably the most popular product for them. If you add both colors together, you got the Tiger Orange and you got the standard Ramen Racer. But he did put a video together showing how to power it and light it up and all of that. But this, if you want a battery that just tucks into the trunk, and then you can buy it. It's like $12 on Amazon, and that's a good option. It has its own charger. They give a link to it, and that's a battery you can use for it. And then you don't have to plug it into a USB-C. Here's the problem. I didn't really understand why they were going this route, but it was explained to me, so I'm going to explain it to you. The reason they're going this route is because you get a lot of problems with shipping stuff that have a battery in it. If you notice that 90% of third-party mass-produced Transformers, they ship out without batteries if they need batteries, because it might get stuck in customs for a long time, or it might just not make it into the country with batteries in it. So to ship it without batteries, and then you buy your own, or you plug a USB-C in, solves a lot of that issue. And that's my understanding of what's going on here. But $12 for a battery, and then when it goes out, you can get another one for $12. So I don't think that's a big deal. We get into the Jada Toy Street Fighter stuff. I think this stuff looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm really excited about it because of the fact that we're going to be getting all these new characters. But what have we gotten already? We got Ryu. So we got the Ryu. We got another dude. I forgot his name already, but I don't even know who he was. But he's kind of like a looks like Liu Kang with black pants. Is kind of the way it looks to me. But I never played that character. I don't have any connection to that character. And then we have the Chun-Li figure. So most of what they've already made so far in this whole past year doing Street Fighter is what Playmates already did. And so if you already bought the Playmates stuff, which kind of their $20 figure, it's $40 for 2-pack. And I caught mine on sale though. But if you were able to already buy those, I mean, it would be nice to have gotten different characters. Well, rehashing the same old characters really did kind of suck that they did that. But going through all that, what's coming forward looks really good. So the 3 new characters in the Wave 4 is going to be the Blanca, Vega, and Sagat. Sagat. This is really good looking. These figures look great. The reason I'm excited about this line and not Storm Collectibles is because these aren't $70 a piece. They're $25 a piece. These are going to be found at Target easily. So far, all of them have been easily found at Target. And so with that, I'm really excited for this. And I wish this company well. I hope they stay in it for a long time. But yeah, we've wasted a whole year. Let's get to the good stuff. And this is the good stuff. 4 Horsemen doing their Jacob Marley. And this is an excellent idea for a character coming around Christmas time. The orders will be. I'm not sure if this will show up around Christmas time. But I do want to say $60 for a 7-inch scale figure that kind of in my mind is sort of in the NECA realm. Like you think of NECA or you think of maybe Super 7, but their Four Horsemen are just top of the game, top of the line. Great character and an absolute ton of accessories that all seem to make sense and a lot of hands and stuff. He's got his safe because he cared about money instead of people and all that kind of stuff. Which people accused me of that most of my life, but not the last 5 years, to tell you the truth. But this is a really cool one, and orders, you should be able to order it right now. Yeah, you can order it right now if you just go to the store-horseman and order this. Also, if you pre-ordered the recolored version of the Headless Horseman, yeah, that thing's coming in at BBTS too. So a buddy of mine called me up the other day, I think it was Wednesday, and said, "Did you see the Joe news? There's a big boa picture up on AliExpress." And I was like, "No, I didn't see that." So obviously I had to drop everything and go to AliExpress and find out what he's talking about. And there it is. It looks really, really good. And I love the way this figure looks. I had the figure back in the day when I was a kid. And of course I wanted this figure made in the actual classified line. But you get to see the return of plastic. You can see a lot of good things with this. I actually was going to make a whole video about this, but I had a lot of other things going on. But figure, it's a light weekend news anyway everywhere else. But Joe. But this isn't even Joe news. This is Joe picture leaks. We got a picture of Duke, and I think that the Retro Duke looks pretty good. And I'm also starting to notice Retro's going on sale at some Walmarts and clearance. And one of my Walmarts, every Lady J is just gone. I never saw her on clearance. Maybe they clearanced her out and someone just bought them all up. But I mean, you don't go from 20 Lady J's on a shelf to none the next day and not have at least one straggler hanging around, like one that's smashed up or something. Anyway, but this one looks really good, and they're making room at retail for this, so that means it should be coming relatively soon. They say May, I think, something around there. But here is the Scarlet. I won't say Lady J. Scarlet. And I've been seeing Lady J's hanging there for so long that it's hard to... She looks great. The face looks a little weird, but maybe it'll look better in hand. Just look a little like she's kind of got some sort of like a stink face going on. But the body, the colors and everything, I mean, I think they did this figure right. The accessories look great. The extra ponytail that you plug in looks great. It's a good looking figure overall. Really do like, so they've done some pretty good stuff with this. Then there's this picture here that shows more stuff that's out there and out and about. So you got the good old Iron Grenader going on there, Iron Grenaders, and that's the deluxe figure, and another deluxe figure that's kind of just like a diver figure, and which, I don't know, the generic ones, there's another generic one, there's a picture floating around, I didn't capture it, and I just don't see it today, but there's another one of the generic kind of troopers that's out there, maybe a snow trooper or something, and then there's Airborne, so this is, again, the first look at Airborne, the actual figure, and yet another look at the Big Boa figure. Really awesome stuff going on right here, and returning to the plastic, being able to see your figures again, and not having to buy two, one to keep sealed, one to open, or not having that question of what's really in the box, what's really in Pandora's box. Are you going to open that box? With the plastic, you don't have to. Now, I'm snake eyes out because there's so many different versions of snake eyes, and I passed on this Fortnite one for $40. And then I was kicking myself because on eBay it was going like 80 or something, 60 or 80 for a while, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have passed on it. Well, it paid to wait because now it's $20 at your Ollie's, and there's quite a few of them, so they're getting cases in. Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, will the 00 Snake Eyes show up? Probably not. Probably no 00 Snake Eyes is showing up for $40 or $20 at your Ollie's, but $20 for this Fortnite one is pretty good. I still haven't got the current one at Walmart that's got the timber and the closed box package because they just sold you the same thing over and over. But anyhow, I'll get that one when it goes on clearance. Oh, and I guess I don't have a picture of this, but there's other people showing that they've got Croc Masters showing up and a couple of other individual figures showing up, which is pretty cool. I think they've got some more of the Tiger Force, like an Outback. So a lot of other stuff showing up at the Rosses out there, and but not here. But I got a road trip planned in the future. Hopefully I snag some of that. All right, the biggest news in Star Wars this week, we have the Gifts of the Galaxy's announcement, Vintage Collection and Black Series, and then you get the Vintage Collection Phase 2 Clone Trooper 4-pack. Is going to be approximately $55, and that should be available at Pulse and Shop Disney. Then you're going to get the Black Series Clone Trooper, Lieutenant and 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper. Yeah. And that's going to be $44.99 for the 2-pack, and that's going to be a Target exclusive. Now, don't get me wrong, I might have missed this somewhere, but wasn't the Ahsoka Trooper for Black Series a Walmart exclusive 2 years ago? Am I wrong? I don't really care enough to look it up, but all right. So there's a sale at Amazon on this Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. And it's cool. The Naboo fighter is really cool, and then the fact that they kind of made this into sort of his ship. It's the new Naboo fighter. It's a cool design. $99. I still feel $100 way too much. I mean, I remember buying the original one for like $30, thinking that was a lot of money, and I was thinking, okay, an updated version of that. This should be like $60, and $100 on sale. That's still a lot of money. So I mean, I had to pass on it. So we got these Yak Face 5-packs, and I'm literally just calling it the Yak Face 5-pack, but Yak Face is probably the most desirable figure in this set, and then you have the Mon Mothma figure, and then the rest of them, I gotta tell you, I was buying for the vast majority of these, sealed in the package in the early 2000s for $20 a piece. $20 to $30 a piece for most of those figures. The Royal Guard Command a little higher, Wicket was always a little bit higher, like 35 or something, but you know, the other two figures, I mean, Yak Face is easily a $10,000 figure sealed, if not way more, and Mon Mothma they never made. So it's pretty cool, and these are starting to show up if you pre-ordered it or you want to pick one up. Short weekend news out there. What else is going on that I missed? Let me know in the comments below, and like and subscribe, and Tydirium Hanger out.